Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT, fresh from his beating by Lee Gunner.
You fool! You fool!
I think that will get you started.
Listen, don't even get me started. That was one of the easiest debates I've ever had in my life.
Come on. He did a great job.
It was light work. It was very easy.
He argued his point brilliantly. You've got to admit.
He did not bring any factual statements to the table at all. Oh, let's be like Ronaldo. Yeah, what? If Ronaldo jumps into a burning building, what? Should Mesut Ozil follow him? No,
come on. He was making some good points.
No.
He was making the point that what Ronaldo had done, because a lot of people have been saying about all the things that that Ozil has done, which is brilliant stuff that Ozil's done. But he was making the point that, there's lots of other footballers who've done even more than him, and they're still taking a pay cut. So he argued his point well, man. When he came in, he said about morally, that was strong.
No, there was nothing strong about it, man. You know the funniest bit as well, when he said about how Juventus and Barcelona fans are not up in arms at their owners. Well, maybe because their owners actually make sure that their teams are competitive. Maybe that's the reason why the fans are not up in arms. Juve went out and brought Cristiano Ronaldo in. The players that they brought in, they took Aaron Ramsey off us as well. Barcelona, they need a player, go get them. That's why people don't moan at the owners. Barcelona, they win the league, but not the Champions League, and the fans want the manager out. Do you know what I mean? You imagine Barcelona coming to be an Arsenal fan for a couple of years. And then you'll see. Yeah.
It was a good debate, though. I enjoyed it, man. It's really good. It was a really good one. What's up with your... Is that the red? Hold on, wait a minute. Because last week when we done the 24-hour fundraiser, you was going to dye your beard red. What's that? That's not red. Have you dyed it?
Robbie, when I get my hands on you, yeah, when this quarantine's over, I swear to God, I'm going to ring you.
What have you done?
I don't know what I've done, but I've done it wrong. Yeah, I thought, yeah. Right, listen. Oh, shit. Right, listen. Being in quarantine and that, yeah, things are not like normal where you can just... It's not like normal, yeah? Where you could just go down to your local high street store, pick up the right products, this, that, the other. So I had to order online, yeah? And I must have got some dodgy batch, yeah? But I thought that you get like red dye, you pull it in your beard and job done. But I didn't realize that would only work if you had gray or like blonde colored type of hair. If you've got dark, you have to put a layer on it first to lighten it and then put the red on. So I've just put the red on and it's come out ginger.
I don't know what color that is. It's like it's dark at the bottom, it's red at the top, reddish. Ginger. Oh my God.
When this quarantine's over, I'm going to wring your neck, man, making me do this. I've got to try and get rid of this somehow. I might even have to shave it all off, man. It's like, oh my dear Lord. What have you done to me, man?
Hey, well, on the other thing is as well, have you seen the Arsenal players let us down? I'm not on about the pay cut thing now. The social distancing thing. What? Come on, man. What were these players up to? Everybody knows what's been going on, and I was a bit disappointed to see the Arsenal players getting caught out like this. You know what I mean? Especially as well, these press, they're going to be snooping around looking for that picture or whatever, and Lacazette, David Luiz, Xhaka, Pepe, all of them caught out. All been warned by the club. Not to repeat it, but I was disappointed, man.
What I will say is that I've still not seen any actual photographic evidence of any of this. Just reports.
Right? Hold on, I'll show you. I'll show you. Let me show you. I think
I haven't seen any yet. Let me see.
Here's a Pepe one. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? You see that one?
Is that Pepe?
That's Pepe. And again, the guy's put there kicking a ball with Nicolas Pepe, you know. Right, guy's right next to him.
How do you know that? I can't tell that's Pepe, man.
That's Pepe. What do you mean? How you can't tell that's Pepe? That's Pepe. You can see it's Pepe.
I can't tell that's Pepe. That don't even look like that's him. You know what? As well, no.
Just you to try and cover up for the player.
But you see outside of the fencing, you see that like terracotta wall and everything. That looks like something that you have abroad. That don't even look like it's in this country.
That is here. That's Pepe. That's right. Pepe, and it's here.
Where's another picture?
I've got one more of Lacazette. That's Lacazette.
What, on his driveway?
He was getting his car cleaned. And the guy's right next to him. You can see the guy's valeting his car. He's got a little thing in his hand there, a little spray thing. He's right next to Lacazette. What's he doing? The social distancing.
How far apart?
That's not 6 feet or whatever it is you're supposed to be with, you know, social distancing. He's right next to him. What are you looking for? Our guys really tried his hard to defend the indefensible. Listen, they've got to stick to these social distancing rules. You know what I mean? And just because they're a footballer, it makes them no different. And worst of all, we don't want them to catch it. You know what I mean? We don't want them to, to end up catching it and set us back to square one. You know what I mean? So I was really disappointed in some of the players. You looked like you were coming in to defend them for a minute.
No, what I will say is with Pepe is that from what I've heard, he went out with everyone within his household. And everyone knows that he lives with all his family and friends. So him going out and going to the local park actually isn't doing anything wrong.
No, but then that guy, you're not really supposed to go out and be playing football either. You're supposed to go out. You're supposed to go out and exercise on a leisurely walk.
Kicking a ball around the park while you're walking around it.
That's not kicking it around the park, is it? That's in a little area playing football.
I told you, I need to see more evidence. That's him.
He's lucky Claude didn't see him. We had Claude on the other day. He was actually talking about people playing 5-a-side and 6-a-side games where he lives in Finsbury Park. And his solution to it was he goes, get the army out on the road and shoot on sight. So that'd be the end of Pepe. Pepe would be gone, mate. If Claude had his way, you know what I mean? There'd be some guy there with a rifle, boom, and that would be the end of Pepe. Now they've got to stick to these rules.
At the end of the day, right? If the club has spoken to them and they've done what they've done, then they're in the wrong. At the end of the day, you can't be doing things like that. But the Xhaka David Luiz one as well. That's a strange one because that I've not seen no pictures for. That literally is the first time I've seen any pictures of anything. The Lacazette one as well. That's such a weird one because he's not technically doing anything wrong if he stays in his house.
Yeah, but that guy don't live with him, does he? He's a valet.
No. But what I'm saying is, if this guy is still working, rightly or wrongly, or whatever you want to call it, if Lacazette has someone come round who's, this could be someone that's employed by Lacazette. Now, if this guy comes
live with Lacazette, though, it doesn't matter. He doesn't live with Lacazette.
Maybe he's got a them big houses. They've all got the annex. He might live on the property. He
still doesn't live with him in his house. So even if he lived in an annex, right, he's still got to have social distancing because he doesn't live with him.
Yeah, it's wrong. The social distancing is wrong. But what I'm saying is, if Lacazette had hired someone to come in and wash his car for him, and he'd stayed in his house and never went out and spoke to him,
that'd be all right. That'd be all right as long as he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously,
you got a question. You got a question as well. Somebody like I had my car washed the other day. But I was driving and I saw like one of them car washes that you can drive through. I noticed that was open. I was like, I didn't think these things would be open. My car was an absolute mess, man. You know what I mean? Because, where I park, I've got some tree next to it as well. I had little bird shit on it, branches, everything, right? So I said, you know what? When I saw it open, I was like, wow. So I just drove. You literally drove up to the thing. There's a guy there that, you didn't come out of your car, right? A guy sprayed your wheels and you just drove through the thing and out the other end. You pay automatically, so you don't come into contact with anybody. That's different. But that one, where you got a valet, you got to question the guy getting into your car, working on your car, and I can't remember if I saw any gloves there either. Let me see. Hold on, you see the picture again. Oh yeah, he has got gloves. He's got gloves on. But even so, social distancing, it's not a wise thing to do, is it? That's not wise. I mean, and you shouldn't. Nobody should be coming into your house that doesn't live with you.
Yeah.
So he's broken it. So, and it's just don't. Listen, they get picked up on because they're footballers, obviously, but that's how it goes, man. And he didn't look great. He didn't look great in that, man.
The thing that is really strange is like how convenient that a cameraman is at Alexandre Lacazette's house on a day that he's having his car valeted, and at the moment he steps outside of his front door. Of all the footballers in England,
well, we know what these press people are like. They, especially in this country, that's why Meghan and that have gone. They follow you around a lot, and they try to take pictures if you're famous. And so, it's unfortunately, it's not a nice thing, but it happens. And these guys got to be more aware of it.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
We're gonna get into a bit of transfer stuff on the show today. First of all, on the Ozil thing, have you changed your mind on that yet?
No, I'm gonna change my mind on that.
No, after Lee went in on you and stuff like that, I thought maybe you might have given it some thought and changed.
Shut up! You're so lucky you're not sat next to me. Seriously, I swear to God, I'd look straight off that big bald head of yours, man. I'm telling you. Shut up, Robbie.
You can change your mind.
What am I going to change my mind over? He's done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
You heard any news on who the other two are? No? Why are you laughing like that?
Just laughing the way you are.
Yeah, you heard the rumours on the other two. I heard a rumour on the other two.
I've heard loads of rumours.
I've got decent information.
Oh, one of your sources, yeah?
Yeah.
Come on, who's the... Now, do you know what, Robbie?
I'm not saying.
No, because if you drop this, if you turn around and go, well, the rumour is it's such and such, then by tonight, it'll be all over social media. Robbie blames such and such as being the
That's
other.
Exactly why I'm saying nothing. Anyway, listen, I wouldn't say anything anyway because I was told it in confidence. But yeah, I heard a little.
Are they on a big wage or a little wage?
Don't know. You ain't country. No, I'm not saying nothing. Right? I'm not saying nothing. Man. But it's interesting.
Tell me off air.
Interesting. Hey?
Tell me when we finish the show.
No, I ain't telling you nothing, man, because your mouth's too big and you won't be able to keep it in. And what you do, you go and put a tweet out there where you sort of suggested it might, but it's not. And I know you, man. You know what I mean? You can't keep something quiet like that. So I'm not saying nothing to you. I can tell you. I'll tell you who one of them is.
All right.
Ozil.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing to you, mate. Nothing.
Okay.
But listen, what I wanted to do anyway, right? In light of that, we're getting linked at the moment to this player and that player and that. And what I wanted to do, we've done before on All Guns Blazing. You know, when we've done those ones where we said sell or keep.
Yeah.
Right. I want you now to consider yourself like you're a scout at Arsenal. Yeah. And you've been sent out on a scouting mission to look at all of these players with a view to signing possibly, some of them by the end of the season. We'll be making bids because, you make loads of bids and it's only a few that come up. Right?
I'm quite good at this scouting lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through some players that all of these players we've been linked to, every single one of these players we've been linked to. Mm-hmm. We'll go through them. We'll have a look at them. And then you can say whether, it's worth pursuing or nah, forget that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the first one we're going to start off with is a player we've been linked to. A lot of people have been linked to this guy. But a player that we've been linked to, the first one is Coutinho. Right? Of course, he's on loan at Bayern. But of course, we all know he's a Barcelona player. They're willing to sell him, said to be around about 70 million. Could also be a loan deal. Heavily linked with Chelsea, but also linked with Arsenal. We could get him if we put in a serious bid.
Yeah, I'd go for him. I'd go for him.
You realise that if you did go for him, that would probably be Ozil gone. Because he plays in more or less the same sort of position.
Robbie, I've already told you, in terms of footballing ability now, I think that Mesut Ozil's time has finished now. I've said that. But our argument was not about Mesut Ozil, the footballer. So Coutinho, absolutely no problem at all. We can get him for a loan as well. It's a win-win.
Loan would be expensive, though. They still want about 125 grand. That's only half of his money. So it'd still be a lot, but...
But if you got rid of Mesut Ozil, for example, there you go.
Okay, so worth pursuing.
Yeah, definitely worth pursuing.
Okay,
as well.
Of course, Aubameyang could be going to Chelsea, right? That's one of the rumours that are out there today. So
don't get me started. Honestly, don't get me started. I'll tell you now, yeah. If Arsenal allow Aubameyang to go to another Premier League club, there should be absolute uproar from the Arsenal fans. There should be absolute uproar. We should be tearing things down. I'm not even joking. I'm done Arsenal selling to Premier League teams. Yeah, our best players. I'm done with it, man. We didn't move to the Emirates to sell our best players all the time to other Premier League teams. You know, when we take a player from the Premier League of someone else like Manchester United, we get fucking Mikel Sylvestre. Do you know what I mean? They get Robin Van Persie. I'm done with all that, Robbie. I'm done with all that bullshit, man. Seriously, no. If he goes to Barcelona, you can understand it because you'll go, right, they'll probably win the Champions League or one of the favourites. They'll win the Liga, be one of the favourites. They're going to challenge for trophies. He will get his wish at challenging for trophies, and he deserves that. But what? Going to Chelsea? Nah.
It's a strong rumour. And I remember I said, about a week or so ago, that if you actually look at all the clubs that he could go to, the one team that definitely needs a striker is Chelsea. The other teams, things are going to be tight with money, and they've all got strikers, so they can hold on to them. But the team that definitely needs a striker is Chelsea. We are at risk there.
No, I'm not having it. I've already messaged him.
I was going to listen to you, right? No, okay, don't worry, I'm staying. Chelsea come and offer him like 250, because that's the fear. Chelsea could come in and offer him some mega wages.
Yeah,
that is the fear. They can do that. It's Abramovich.
Yeah,
so they can come in and say, "Yeah, here's 250 grand a week, right? You're on 150 at Arsenal. We put 100 on top." They could do that easily. So it is, we do need to be fearful of this.
Yeah, and I've told you, if Arsenal actually allow him to go to another Premier League team, if we physically sell him to a Premier League team, there should be absolute uproar about it. Because how many times have we done it, Robbie?
True.
I'm done with it.
I agree.
I'm done with it. I'm done with being made to look like absolute dickheads all the time when we give our best players to other Premier League teams. You see other Premier League clubs, when you go after their players, what do they all do? Nah, not happening. Even the lower side clubs, you go in for their best player, they'll bump 20, 30 million pounds on top so that you've got no chance of getting them. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool. If Chelsea want Aubameyang and you've got loads of money, cool, 100 million. Well, go on then, 100 million.
I don't think they'll pay that. And the thing is,
Well, there you go then. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the principle, what I'm trying to say. You look at, we spoke the other day about Declan Rice, for example, at West Ham, right? Talented player, no question about his ability. But he's worth 30, 40 million pounds, right? But West Ham, now 80, 90. It's not happening. It's not happening. You know, you look at Dortmund.
Differences on a long-term contract.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't matter.
We're going to have a year left.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that because there's so much money within football now, yeah, that they won't be bullied. You can't bully these little teams no more and say, yeah, we'll take the best player. But what I'm saying is that if Arsenal willingly just, yeah, all right, there you go, push Aubameyang down the other side of London, nah, mate, that should be like, we should be like literally going.
Terrible. It'd be terrible if it happens. All right, well, if he goes, there's the option of Luka Jovic from Real Madrid. Pursue that if he goes.
See, the thing is, he was unreal when he was at
Frankfurt,
wasn't it? And it was because didn't they get to the Europa League semi-final?
Yeah,
the year we got to the final, and it was, you know, that's kind of put him on the radar as well. It was unreal, but it just hasn't worked out for him at Real Madrid, is it?
No. So if Aubameyang went,
what's the price? What's the price?
I think the price would be around about 50, 60 million.
How old is he?
See, 23, I think. 22, 23.
Jesus, man. That's a tough one, man. Why has it not worked out at Real Madrid? Is the pressure of being at a big club something that's got to him? No, I'm going to leave it.
Leave it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next player we're going to look at, linked heavily to Arsenal. The other day was Dan. I think he wants to come off and negotiate with it. He did put out a story on his Instagram denying all that. He's his agency really saying there's no truth in that whatsoever. And that's Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid. There's said to be a release clause in there about, well, anyone's predicting it around from about 40 to 50 million pounds. Arsenal's to be interested in him. Worth pursuing. Probably mean that we'd have to sell probably Torreira or somebody like that.
Yeah,
worth pursuing.
100%. 100%. All day long. Buy him. All day.
Okay. Next one. This guy I know you're a big fan of. This is probably a bit of a stupid question.
Buy him. I will go to Germany and pick him up. I've got absolutely no problem. Right.
We lost Aubameyang to Chelsea, but we got Upamecano.
I still wouldn't be happy. Because you know what it is, Robbie, because Arsenal have got this big habit, yeah? We've got a habit of having so many good, top quality players within our team, and we end up losing them because of our lack of ambition. You know, we should be bringing in an Upamecano, right? So that Aubameyang can do the job up front, and he's going to do the job at the back. You know, and why do we always have to deal with? Why do we always have to do? Oh yeah, but we'll give you this, but you're going to lose that. You can have this, but you can't have that. And you wonder why. I was going so mad the other day about the Mesut Ozil situation and saying about Stan Kroenke.
It's what Van Persie said, isn't it? Is when Van Persie was saying that, you know, lack of ambition.
Van Persie said it. Fabregas has said it. Sanya said it. Adebayor said it. Everyone that leaves says it. There's lack of ambition. I'm sorry, but once he's kind of like, yeah, who do you believe? Twice he's kind of like, right, okay, well, there's two of them now. Anything more than that, you've got to really start to say, well, they're not all lying, are they?
Okay. Now, you know, Upamecano, of course, would be the absolute first choice, but the chances of getting in are slim. We ain't got no Champions League football. You know, it'd be very, very, very expensive. There are options, though. Now, there's this guy here, Axel Disasi. He's a young player as well. Available in France. Available. What about him? Pursue it or?
I'd pursue him as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd pursue
him. That'd be an option for you.
Yeah, he's going to cost what? 15 million? 15 to 20 million they're talking about. They're in a lot of trouble over there. They've got the best defensive record in France. And a lot of that is down to him. What is he, 23 years old? Very very quick, very powerful, and he's very much an Arsenal looking kind of buy, if you know what I mean, of the lower end of the budget, shall we say?
Cheap, in other words.
Hey, listen. At the end of the day, listen. Before Virgil van Dijk went to Liverpool, he was cheap.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Right. So
there's I've got another guy for you. He's another young player, centre back as well. Plays for Celtic. Christopher Ajer, centre back. Could also play right back, defensive midfielder. Norwegian. He's been capped 18 times for Norway. 6'6" he is, so he's commanding. You don't look too interested. Valued at around about £25 million by Celtic. And you know,
I can't honestly say I know a lot about him, to be honest with you. I honestly don't know a lot about him. I know that Celtic fans have spoke highly about him, but if you're going to give me the options of an Upamecano or even Axel Disasi, then I'd go for either one of those two. Upamecano is the first choice for me.
Presence, blood. Presence. 6'6".
Mertesacker was 6'6". You know what I mean? Dear Lord.
I think we're taller than that.
You know, Mertesacker, I'll tell you something, if Mertesacker had pace, he would have been just a different level because his reading of the game was immense.
Funny enough, he weren't that great in the air, was he?
No.
For a guy that big.
I know. That's what I mean. How many times did Mertesacker get beaten to a header?
He would get out jumped by small players.
Yeah, he's 6'6", and when he jumped, he was 6'4".
All right. What about somebody that we already have in our ranks, and that is Pablo Mari? Of course, we got him on loan till the end of the season. Whenever that ends, if it even comes back, he's only played 2 games so far. Got him obviously out on loan from Flamengo. He's did well at Flamengo. They won the league. They won the Copa Libertadores, whatever it's called. The Super Cup. You pronounce it.
I don't know. Go on. I won't say a word. Go on.
No, you go. Copper.
Repeat. Tell me what it's called, so I know.
You know what it's called. So you're there laughing. Go on.
No, go on.
Libertadores.
That's nearly as bad as your.
How you pronounce it?
It's nearly as bad as your Maitland Miles.
You pronounce it.
No.
See, bottle job. Right. Anyway, listen. He done that. He got to the Super Cup final. They got beaten by Liverpool, but he's looked impressive. But we ain't really seen enough to know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. That game he had in the Premier League was a bit mixed. £10 million, they say, and he's ours, which is not a lot of money.
I'll have him. I would. I think that Mikel Arteta wants a left-footed centre-back as well for a bit of balance. So I actually think that, that would make sense to me.
Right. You can only choose one. You can't have Upamecano. We're going to take him out of it. Axel Disasi.
Why can't I have him?
Because we ain't going to get him.
Shut up, man. No, hold on a minute. You can't turn round and take away a player that you've asked me to say whether I'm going to keep or not. Look at you in there laughing, man.
No, hold on. So I know you've said to pursue him, but unfortunately, it's looking unrealistic. So out of those other 3 centre-backs that I've told you about, Disasi, Christopher Ajer, or Pablo Mari, which one? You can only have one of them.
Out of who?
Axel Disasi, Christopher Ajer, and Pablo Mari.
No,
only one.
Huh? We need more than one because
we don't need more than one. We got Saliba.
Hold on. It looks like we're gonna sign Mari and still want a centre back anyway.
How many centre backs do you want? We've got Rob Holding.
No, I think that Socrates is probably one of the ones that looks like he's going out the door. David Luiz has just turned 34. Why? Yeah. I'm not saying not get rid of him now, but why not rebuild now? Do you know what I mean? You've also
how many? Listen, centre backs at the club: Chambers, Holding,
I think Chambers.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish. Chamber, Holding, Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, Saliba, Mavropanos, Mari. We got 8 centre backs at the moment. 8.
Yeah.
For 2 positions with 2 backups, right? We only need 4.
We'll get rid of a majority of those, in my opinion. I think that Callum Chambers is probably one that will still be out of the door eventually, but then there's nothing that we can do with him at the moment because of his injury. Right. So he's not going anywhere.
David Luiz ain't going to go nowhere this season.
Wait, no, I'm not saying he is. Socrates is one. Mavropanos is one that will go. And then you've got Rob Holding's one that you've got to look at and say, what's Mikel Arteta's plan with him? Because
what would your plan be? What would your plan be?
My plan would be to have Upamecano.
No, your plan with Rob Holding.
Oh, I rate Rob Holding, man, but I really want to see what's going on with him. Like, we're not privy to seeing what happens on a day-to-day basis in the training ground, but he's been fit for quite a while now. But yet Mikel Arteta still hasn't been bringing him in, even in the cup games and stuff like that. And then he brought Mari in. Mari's been playing, he played that one Premier League game, the game against Portsmouth. And I don't know. I just don't know whether Rob Holding's going to force his way back into the side. I don't know whether it's a tough one, man, because I rate him.
Which one are you keeping?
Out of who?
Which one out of those 3 would you go?
Oh, I want 2.
No, you can only have 1.
No, why can I only have 1?
You can only. I already put it to you. I said you only could. Christopher Aguirre, Pablo Mari, Axel Disasi. Which one?
No, you're out of order.
Which one? These are the sort of decisions that have to be made in the transfer market. You can't just get everybody. So now you've got a choice of 3.
No, Robbie, I'm telling you now, we will sign Mari and we will sign another centre back.
I am saying to you, out of those 3, you can only choose 1. Get off the fence and make a decision.
I'll choose Mari because then I'm going to bring in Upamecano as well.
Right.
I bet you that we sign Mari and we still buy a centre back on top of that.
I don't know, man. With what? We're going to get that money from to do that.
All the wage cut.
I said there's 7 centre backs. Suppose Mustafi says I'm not going nowhere. I'm on 90 grand a week. The club that's coming for me, especially the coronavirus, are only offering me 25 grand. I ain't going nowhere. Then what? It's not as easy as how you make out. You can't just rush. So, oh yeah, you're off. It don't work like that.
Can't rush, no. Can't rush, no.
No, you can't force people out like that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Also, on the Aubameyang thing, if he did go to Chelsea, what about replacing him with Edouard of Celtic?
See, no, I didn't know a lot about him because I ain't really watched a lot of Scottish football this season because it's crap, to be honest with you.
You can't say that.
I can say that. It's crap. Look, come on, man. Apart from Celtic and Rangers, the Scottish League is crap. All right? It's honestly dog shit, Robbie. All right? I would rather... I'm one of these where I would love Rangers and Celtic to be able to play in the Premier League. I would love that. I think that they would bring something to the Premier League. If you can have teams, we're all part of the United Kingdom. All right. If you can have teams from Wales playing in the Premier League, why can't you have a team from Scotland?
True.
Do you know what I mean? And
trying to save himself now.
No, I'm not trying to. No, because I've said it loads of times. I've said it loads of times. I've got no problem with Rangers or Celtic.
What about Hearts, Hibs?
It's crap.
Aberdeen.
It's crap.
Hearts, Hids, and Aberdeen are crap.
Mate, they're championship clubs at best, League One. That's what level they are. Sorry, but they are. The Scottish League's crap. You have to play each other 4 times in a season because there's not even enough teams there. What is it, Sunday League? Nah, man.
You're good. You better stay in quarantine. Now, you got Scottish fans on your case as well.
Nah, man.
Fans, they're going to be looking for you.
Listen, Braveheart ain't coming for me, yeah? It's not happening. All right? At the end of the day,
you look like Braveheart with that beard.
Who was the one that was fighting with Braveheart that had the big beard?
Yeah, you look like him. The one in Game of Thrones with that big red beard. You look like him as well with that beard.
But no, all I'm saying is that Scottish football, it doesn't entertain me. I don't sit there over a weekend and go, oh, you know what? Let me just sit down and watch Cowden Beef versus fucking. Do you know what I mean? Nah, man. If an Old Firm game's on, do you know what I mean? And it's Rangers Celtic, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me watch this because I know it's going to be a bit spicy. There's going to be a few tempers flaring, and Scott Brown trying to fight everyone and whatnot. But apart from that, the Scottish League don't interest me, man. So I don't watch it. But I've spoken to Celtic fans, and they said to me that they rate this boy higher than Henrik Larsson.
Yeah.
And that's saying something because Henrik Larsson was unreal.
And when you was chatting to those Scottish guys, you were down the pub, right? This is and they're all pissed up.
No, Robbie.
Better than Henrik Larsson.
That's what some Celtic boys are saying. Have you seen his scoring record this season?
Henrik Larsson.
Have you seen his scoring record this season?
Yeah, but sorry, man, he's not better than Henrik Larsson. If he's better than Henrik Larsson, we should sign him.
I'm not saying he's better. I'm saying that they think he's potentially could be better than Henrik Larsson. Not that he is better now. They believe that he's potentially better. Now, they will know more than you and me as the Celtic and their players and everything else because they sit there and watch that every week.
I don't know what Celtic fans you spoke to. I want ones to jump in the comments and just tell me, is Edouard, potentially as good as Henrik Larsson? I'd love to hear from Celtic fans. Or were those Celtic fans that DT was drinking with, were they on about their 10th pint or what about their 10th scotch? Because
why are you labeling
Henrik Larsson? Jeez, man.
What are you doing? Why are you trying to label Scottish people as being drunks?
Huh?
Why are you labeling Scottish people as being drunks?
Don't try and twist it. Don't try and twist it, mate. I never said they were drunks.
It looks like me and you are both stuck in quarantine.
No, don't get twisted, mate. Scottish people like a drink, a lot of them, and it's all good. I didn't say they were drunk.
I like Iron Brew.
I didn't say they were drunk. Right? You're saying they're drunk, so don't bother trying to twist that up.
I never said they were drunk. I said I was talking to Celtic fans and you
Scottish League's crap.
Did you see were they drunk? Oh, yeah, that was you, Robbie. You were the one that was saying that. Don't even try it. You're such a bitch, man. You always try and get me in trouble.
Edward.
Yeah, you've just said.
So you keep pursuing.
Yeah, I'll take a gamble on him.
There's also I don't know if you've heard of this kid. His name's called Erkan Kokku. He's Turkish. Plays for Feyenoord, 19, midfielder. Linked with Arsenal, 3 goals, 6 assists this season. Not prolific, but they really rate him. And Feyenoord will have to shed players. A lot of them teams in the Dutch league are going to have big problems because their league might not even finish.
Yeah, well, they're not even do any sport or anything until September the 1st.
Possible replacement for your boy Mesut Ozil.
I've never heard of him. I can't really say too much about him. Honestly, I don't know. I might have to speak to Turkish. If he's maybe he knows about him. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Under 21 international.
His stats don't look great, do they?
Better than Ozil's though. And there's also that Hossim Aurier. He's a good player. That the kid at Lyon, although again, I think and there's Havertz.
Listen,
No,
trying
so expensive.
trying to deal with the owner of Lyon. We already saw how difficult that was when we tried getting Lacazette. How long did that take? Trying to deal with him. But I think that if you're going to replace Ozil, you need to have a ready-made top drawer name in there. And I think someone like Coutinho is that ready-made top drawer name.
Do you think we're going to spend a lot?
No.
50 million or 100 million?
Depends if Ozil takes a wage cut, innit? So you want to blame him, innit? But no, do you know what? I'll be interested to see in more detail as to what kind of help Stan Kroenke is going to give us. We've all heard he's going to help us. How is he going to help us? Is that in a transfer market? Is it to pay for the cleaner? Or, you know, the baker or whoever Lee wants paid next week? You know, it's one of those. If he listen, Robbie, look, I told you we had this discussion on a podcast time ago before we were even on lockdown, and I said this is a perfect time for Stan Kroenke to get the fans on his side. If he actually looked and went, you know what, we're going through an unprecedented, you know, moment in the world, and Arsenal Football Club need their owner to really help them out. And if he dug his hands in his pocket and went and helped us out, then a lot of fans would turn around and say, you know what? Yeah, it took you long enough, but fair play. Fair play. Let's give him the grace and we go again. So
what do you think is going to happen, though? As somebody pointed out the other day, he's not even paying the backroom staff, not even paying that staff and that the living wage, London living wage, let alone to go and finding more money for players and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm very skeptical whether he's gonna the money. I think more that money that he's putting in is more to just thinking over. I can't see him putting in money to, you know, I just can't see it.
No, the proof is in the pudding, but at the end of the day, we're going to find out very soon whether he will or not. If he does, then fair play. But if he don't, then what are we going to do, Robbie, man? I honestly don't know what we're
doing. Before we go, we have to remember that, you know what game it would have been this weekend? North London derby.
I know. I was so looking forward to walking down Tottenham High Road and seeing all those friendly faces.
You know what? I would take seeing those friendly faces right now.
No, I wouldn't.
I would take walking down there, right? Seven Sisters Road, seeing a few of those friendly faces. Trust me, it's better than just sitting there looking at these four walls. I want to get out, man.
I know what you're saying, but the only advantage is now is that where I have actually been, you know, looking after myself and keeping myself like ticking over and that, is that by the time we do actually play Tottenham, I'm going to be in good shape to run down the road when they're all chasing me.
I wonder what it'd be like there, because obviously it's a new stadium now, and it'd be our first time going to the new stadium. I mean, I went there when it was the women's North London derby. Obviously, that's a lot different. You know what I mean? Because you know, it's families and stuff like that. You don't have the hostility, but it will be interesting because they have changed it up a lot. The ground.
Well, the away end's at the other side now. It's round.
It's round the other side. Yeah.
I've spoken to a few Chelsea lads and a few of the West Ham boys and that have been there and spoke to them about, you know, the going in and everything. And they said that now the train station that you get off at is right by where the away end is. And it's very easy for the police to just bring you straight in. And you don't have to do that whole Tottenham High Road walk no more from Seven Sisters train station. They've cut all that out now. So it's a lot easier. Yeah, you do.
What train station do you come? What train station is that?
I've no idea. They just said that there's one up that side, which you would never have taken before because you're then walking head on into the middle of Tottenham. So the easiest was Seven Sisters and walk up that way. But they said that it's actually all right. It's not bad. Yeah, you've still got to have your wits about you. You still got to, you know, be cautious and, you know, keep your eyes peeled, shall we say. But it's pretty easier in terms of bringing you in and getting you into your spot. The police could never meet Arsenal fans at Seven Sisters and do that walk. It was like 2.5 miles or something, wasn't it? Like, it's just impossible to try and do a convoy that far. What the police used to always do was just let you walk, and then once you get halfway and they realize there's a big enough group of you and you've now started to get attention from people, that's when they pen you in. But if anything, I think the police penning you in and making a convoy around you kind of made you more of a target, because that was the moment Tottenham fans were like, oh, there they are.
Mind you, having said that, those Arsenal fans, they'll be walking down there and they'll be winding up Tottenham. I mean, it is a hostile.
Mate,
it is a hostile.
There is, I get what you're saying about seeing it again. And I would look at the weather. The weather's beautiful.
I know. It's been brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? And the thing is as well, we wouldn't have been able to cover up our faces or anything because it's so hot.
Listen, I can't cover up anyway. When I go down there, listen, I may as well wear my Arsenal shirt. There's no hiding for me no more. You got to walk right into it, mate. So, you know.
I know. That's what happened last time. When I came out of White Hart Lane last time, I was like, right, I need to turn left and just keep my head down and go. And before I'd even got out of the police line that was blocking the away end, all I heard was, "Oi, it's fucking DT, you mug." Oi. Fuck's sake. I was like, here we go. Listen, man, it is what it is. But yeah, hopefully we can.
Shame we're missing that, and hopefully we can get it back on before now at the end of the season.
Definitely, man. Hopefully when we go there, you know, Tottenham fans would have missed us that much that they'll welcome us with open arms.
Well, DT, thank you very much for today, mate. Really appreciate it. Make sure you have yourself a great weekend for the rest of it. Thanks to everybody for watching the show today. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV and keep it locked here for all our brilliant content as we continue through this lockdown period. Thank you very much.
The coronavirus has not just affected the world of football, but has affected everybody. But you know what? We can defeat it. There are some steps we can take. Number one, always make sure you wash your hands thoroughly. Number two, if you cough or sneeze, make sure you catch it in a tissue and dispose of it afterwards. And number three, if you're displaying any of the symptoms, always make sure that you self-isolate. I know it's a terrible time, but we will defeat the coronavirus. We will be back.